What if the biggest market trends start when almost nobody is paying attention? Look at these charts for a moment. What do you see? Do you see any strong momentum? Any massive breakout candles? Any exciting news-driven moves? Anything? No, right? They look boring, slow, sideways, completely uninteresting. In fact, most retail traders would probably ignore these stocks during this phase because nothing exciting seems to be happening. But then something interesting happens. After months of this quiet price action, these same stocks suddenly go on to deliver moves of 100%, 200%, sometimes even more. And today, these ended up becoming some of the hottest stocks in the market over the last few years. But this isn't random. In fact, more than 100 years ago, Charles Dow noticed that strong market trends usually develop in 3 different phases. Later, this became known as Dow theory. And even today, many professional traders still use these principles to understand how trends actually develop underneath the surface. So, in this video, we're going to break down the 6 tenets of Dow theory. Because once you understand these concepts, you stop chasing trends emotionally and start understanding how major moves are actually built before the public fully notices them. The first principle is simple. Markets move in trends. Now this sounds obvious today, but Dow's insight was much deeper than that. He realized that the markets don't move randomly from candle to candle. They move through larger directional structures, and these structures exist across multiple time frames at the same time. There's the primary trend, which you'll typically identify on higher time frames like the weekly chart. The secondary trend, which is the pullback or correction visible on the daily chart. And the minor trend, which is the short-term movement seen on lower time frames like the hourly chart, where most traders get distracted. This distinction matters because many traders confuse short-term weakness with trend reversal. Let's look at Coal India for an example. The stock had multiple pullbacks and consolidations during the move, but the primary trend remained intact for a long time. And this is where most traders struggle. They become overly focused on short-term volatility while completely missing the larger structural move happening underneath. Dow's point was that if you want to understand the market properly, you need to identify the primary trend first, not react emotionally to every temporary fluctuation. Now the second principle is that the primary trends usually move through 3 distinct phases: accumulation, markup, and distribution. And once you see these phases on a chart, it becomes very difficult to unsee them. Look at this. For months, Coal India traded inside a relatively tight range. Most traders ignored the stock because nothing exciting was happening. But structurally, something important was happening underneath the surface. Every time the price revisited support, sellers failed to create a meaningful continuation lower. That's important because accumulation rarely looks bullish in real time. It usually looks dead. The market absorbs supply quietly before expansion begins. So how do you know when accumulation is over and markup has begun? What you're looking for here is a breakout that sustains, a shift from sideways price action into a higher high and higher low structure, and continued participation instead of price falling back into the range. That confirms the accumulation phase has ended. Then comes the markup phase. This is where the character of the chart changes completely upside down. Price breaks out of the range, momentum expands aggressively, and pullbacks start becoming shallow. Once the breakout happened, the price stopped spending time inside ranges and started trending with strong continuation. That shift matters because healthy trends behave differently from accumulation ranges. During markup, momentum expands faster, pullbacks get bought aggressively, and participation starts increasing rapidly. And finally comes distribution. Notice what happens after the strong rally. Price is still near the highs, but structurally, the trend starts changing. Breakouts stop following through cleanly. Volatility becomes more aggressive. And instead of a smooth continuation, the price starts becoming unstable near the highs, making lower lows and lower highs. This is what distribution often looks like. The trend still appears bullish on the surface, but internally, momentum quality starts weakening. And how do you know when markup is starting to transition into distribution? It's usually not one event. Instead, you start seeing signs that the trend is losing efficiency. Breakouts stop showing the same follow-through. Pullbacks become deeper, recoveries become weaker, and the higher highs and higher low structure gradually starts deteriorating as price moves into a broader range near the high. Now, the third principle is where things become much more practical. Accumulation leaves footprints. And this is where experienced traders start separating themselves from emotional traders. Because accumulation is not identified through one candle. It is identified through behavior. Look at the accumulation structure in here carefully. Notice how price repeatedly revisits support, but downside continuation keeps weakening over time. That's a key observation. Strong selling pressure usually creates a lower expansion, but during accumulation, the market starts absorbing supply instead of accelerating downward. downward. Another important clue is volatility compression. Early in the range, price may still swing aggressively, but as accumulation develops, price action often becomes tighter and more controlled. That tightening matters because markets usually expand after periods of compression. And the final crucial characteristic to look for is failed breakdowns. This is where price briefly breaks before support, triggers panic selling, and then quickly reclaims the range. Emotionally, these moves look bearish. Structurally, they often signal absorption. And once you start recognizing these behaviors, accumulation stops looking like dead price action and starts looking like preparation before expansion. The fourth principle is that volume confirms trend quality. Now, this is extremely important because price alone never tells the full story. During accumulation, participation remained relatively controlled. But once the breakout happened, volume expanded aggressively and momentum accelerated almost immediately. That shift matters because healthy trends usually attract increasing participation as prices expand. Strong trends don't just move higher mechanically. They pull in momentum traders, institutions, breakout participants, and public attention. And this is why volume expansion during breakouts matters so much. It confirms that participation is increasing alongside price. Now compare that to weakening trends during late stage distribution. Price may still continue moving higher temporarily, but participation quality often starts weakening underneath. Breakouts fail more frequently, continuation becomes less efficient, and volatility starts increasing. That deterioration in trend quality is often an early warning sign that the structure is changing. The fifth principle is one of the most powerful ideas in Dow theory. The market discounts public information before the public narrative catches up. And this is exactly what happened in Coal India. The move started before all the excitement around the stock, before the headlines, before the social media attention, before everyone started calling them multi-baggers. And this is why accumulation phases matter so much. Because by the time the story becomes obvious publicly, a large part of the positioning is often already complete. Now, this doesn't mean that the market predicts the future perfectly, but markets constantly react to expectations, positioning, liquidity, and forward-looking information before the public narrative fully adjusts. That's why the biggest opportunities rarely look exciting in the beginning. In fact, they look boring enough for most traders to ignore completely. And finally, the sixth principle is that a trend is assumed to remain in effect until a definitive reversal signal occurs. This is one of the most useful concepts traders can learn because strong trends and weak trends behave very differently. Look at the behavior of Coal India during distribution. The higher high and higher low structure that defined the uptrend started weakening, with rallies struggling to create meaningful new highs. Breakouts stopped following through, volatility expanded aggressively, and price started spending more time moving sideways near the highs instead of continuing cleanly higher. That shift in character matters because major reversals rarely appear out of nowhere. Very often, the market starts showing signs of instability before the actual reversal becomes obvious to everyone. And this is where many retail traders get trapped. They keep treating late-stage distribution like healthy consolidation because they're only looking at price direction, not trend quality. So what's the real takeaway from all of this? The market usually feels the safest near the later stages of a move and feels the most uncertain near the beginning. During accumulation, stocks feel boring. During markup, they feel excited. And during distribution, they feel often unstoppable. That emotional cycle is what traps most traders because most people want confirmation before they participate. But by the time maximum confirmation appears, a large part of the move is usually already underway. And this is why understanding market structure matters so much. Not because it helps predict every move perfectly, but because it helps you understand where the market is likely sitting inside the larger cycle. A breakout after months of accumulation is completely different from a breakout after a 300% expansion near distribution. The candles may look similar, the context is not. And once you start understanding this distinction, charts stop looking random. You begin seeing accumulation before expansion, participation during markup, and instability before the reversals, which is exactly what Charles Dow noticed more than 100 years ago. Anyway, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you again soon for another market deep dive.